Oh, here we go. How you doing, guys, and welcome back. Hopefully you can see me. I think you will be able to. Today I'm back out after about 7 weeks of not being on the hills. The last trip I done was with Scott down at Creise in Galloway when we got to Merrick as a wee overnighter. I've just been so busy with things, just normal life, going out, doing other things. So between that and work, there's been a lot more work than there has been other enjoyable trips. And I found a gap in the calendar today, and it just so happens that the weather forecast is for low winds, clear skies, low temperatures, just everything how I like it. And I thought I'm going to go and get those 2 Monroes that I didn't get the last time I was here 2.5 years ago. The Monroes that I'm setting up to do today are Meall and Creise. And if you know this area, you'll know that down there that's the Glencoe ski centre, and the Monroes sit up behind it. They've got the ski lift today, and I watched the Highland hikers recently and they asked the question, is it cheating if you use the ski lift? Personally, I think yes, you do cheat if you're using it, especially on the way up. But that option's been taken away because I was speaking to a couple of guys down there and they're replacing some of the runners, so the ski lift is actually out of action today, so it's not even an option whether I wanted it or not. But yes, 2 Monroes, both sitting over 1,100 metres. The first one's 1,108 metres and the second is 1,110 metres. Obviously you've got a big drop in between them. But yes, straight away you come up from Glencoe ski centre and you're straight into it. And I've already got my hat off because I'm just generating so much heat. And the sky is looking very clear, but enough waffling. Let's push on and get these 2 Monroes in the bag, and I hope that the weather holds and we get some cracking views. Let's push on. I always say on these hills when I'm going up, especially on days like today when there's not a massive amount of cloud, if you take a wee stop every now and then, maybe every 10-15 minutes, and just look back to where you came from, there'll be a view there, more or less. Today I've got Rannoch Moor right over behind me, and hopefully I'll get a good view of the peaks to the west when I go over the crest and up to the summits. I have noticed that on the hills around about 850 to 900 metres, that's just a guesstimate, that there's snow and frost sitting on them all the way up. I've seen the higher peaks with that sitting there, so I fully anticipate I'm going to encounter some snow or ice today. That's me now crossing the 650 metres mark, or just coming up to 650 metres. That's where those buildings are. So I'm currently about 630. But yeah, I can now see more of what's ahead of me, and as you can see, it's definitely going to be a day where we get some snow. I think this might turn into one of those days that just is an absolute gem. Watch me say that. I'll just be like bang, clouds, nothing. But so far it's shaping up to be quite nice. That's me now at 750 metres. I've just crossed 750 metres and the ground it's starting to become snow and frost. I'm debating whether to put on the micro spikes at the moment or wait until it's a bit thicker. I can see someone coming down off the summit of Meall. They're quite tentative, so it must be slippier up there. But the views around here are just absolutely stunning. As you can see, over to the big buckle over my right shoulder, or Stob Gerard, it's just been clear all morning, so the views up there will be absolutely amazing. I keep getting the cloud forming over this hill. It's obviously coming from the southwest, and pushing over the hill, forming and disappearing. I hope when I get to the summit that it's clear. But let's push on. I've got 350 metres of ascent to go, and that'll be Monroe number 1 for the day in the bag. So that guy that I saw coming down the hill, I actually stopped there and spoke to him. I've been chatting for a good 15-20 minutes, and he says up at the summit here it's almost like a calf deep snow, and when he was up there the cloud was in. So he's only done Meall today. He didn't do Creise just purely because he wasn't sure of the timings and getting over to the summit and back, and it looked a bit foggy for him. However, it's sitting quite clear just now. I'm going to do the same. I'll assess it when I'm at the summit, and I'll make a decision if I want to push on and do the second one for the day, because I've probably got a bit good 5.5 hours of sunlight, and as long as I'm off the snow line before dark, I'll be happy. So let's push on as always and see what lies ahead. As you can see, the conditions have changed a wee bit in terms of what's underfoot, so I'm actually going to put on the micro spikes just now, just to give me that wee bit of extra reassurance about my footing on the way up. And as always, I'm just constantly reassessing what I'm going to do today, whether I'm going to go over and get Creise. It's looking good just now. As I say, I've got about 5 hours of decent sunlight, and I'll need to make my calculations, see if I can get over and back, because you have to come back over Meall. So effectively you're doing that one twice. But on with the micro spikes, and then we'll push on. Wow, absolutely stunning. It's crazy just how clear it is down there. But wow, absolutely amazing. I think I've made my decision about Creise. Creise is over there. It means I have to drop into there, climb up that, into that seems denser fog, and then back over here to go back down the Monroe. So I think given that, I'll chalk this up to a draw, one each to the mountain and and I'll just have to come back and do Creise another day. I don't want to risk it, it's not worth it. What I'm going to do though is get myself planted here and enjoy some delicious homemade potato and leek soup that my good lady made last night. So I'm actually going to drop off a wee bit, get sheltered from the wind and enjoy the views that I've got up here, because I think they're just going to disappear quite sharpish with all that fog coming in, or all that cloud. But there we go, another Monroe in the bag. Meall 1108 metres high. It's just a shame that I'm not going to get a second one for the day. Wow, babe, you make cracking soup, but you know that anyway. Absolutely cannot beat it. There we go, another Monroe in the bag. Sadly, it's not the two that I wanted to get done today. The conditions just, they're not perfect. They're not the worst, but they're not perfect, and I don't want to put myself in that position. I'd rather sit here and enjoy the views that I do have, rather than stretch myself and have to rush over there, touch the summit, get no views because it's remained in fog for the last hour or something, and then have to race back to get off the hill before it's lit, before it's dark. It's just it's not worth it. So sensible thing, tick one more off and I'll get Creise another day. Before I finish the video, I want to do a wee shout out and say thank you to a couple of people who have donated to the channel recently through Buy Me a Coffee. Lewis a couple of weeks ago donated, and I'm keeping that money to go to a new set of gloves I'm going to get for the winter, a set of mitts. So I've decided that's where that money's going to go. And more recently, Alison, she's donated to the channel, and this morning I got myself my coffee with that donation. So thank you very much, Alison. It's much appreciated. These are two people I've never met before, but just thank you. It means a lot, and it was absolutely delicious, and I got myself a big one, so it's all good. But yes, all I need to do now is sit here, chill out, enjoy these views across Glencoe, up the Devil's Staircase and everything like that. Enjoy this soup, and then I'll get myself back off the hill, back to the car, safe as houses, and another day on the hills, absolutely magic, ticked off. It's crazy to think the last time I was down in that area was during the West Highland Way, and it was absolutely scorching. That was about, what, 2-3 months ago, something like that. And now I'm sitting here in the snow. Mad. The West Highland Way, what an awesome trip. Awesome trip. But I'm waffling. So until next time, I hope you've liked it. If you have, give the video a wee thumbs up, and if you want to see more of my wee journeys out into the hills, whether they go well or not so well, then consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you on another hill. But until then, take care, and thanks for watching. Now, more delicious soup for me.